call this meeting to order. Thank you all for coming this morning. And the first order of business is going to stand and come over the silence from fallen soldiers. And then we're going to pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We passed Peggy's test this morning.
All flags, full staff.
And hopefully all flags are now back at full staff. Anybody in the community that's still in half-mast, we want to, that 30 days is up for President Bush. Is that correct, Peggy?
Oh, this is the 32nd day.
This is, but by the 30th day, we had to have it back up. We want to make sure that we have no cell phones that are, either have them on vibrate or shut them off. We have so many different rings this morning. Mr. Giroux, you included?
Huh?
Yeah. And is anybody videotaping? I didn't think so. All right. First order of business is approval of the minutes of the Board of Directors workshop meeting of 12/4/18. You've all had a chance to look through them. Do we have any corrections or omissions? The minutes will be approved as written. And I did have a question from somebody who asked if, they're upset because the minutes come a month afterwards. But through the law, we have to accept the minutes before they can be published. And our meetings, our Tuesday morning meetings are workshops, and our Wednesday evening meetings are regular board meetings. So that's why we do them in that sequence. So next we have correspondence. Linda? Linda, if you could do Ray's first.
Okay, we've got some correspondence this morning, dated 12/19/18, to the Board of Directors, BCPO. I am resigning from the Board of Directors effective immediately. Sincerely, Raymond Wells.
We don't need any, we don't need a vote or anything on that?
No. Okay, my next correspondence is dated December 12th, 2018, to the BCPO Board of Directors. Dear BCPO Board of Directors, the Brookridge Expo/Senior Information Day will be held Wednesday, January 23rd, 2019, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the clubhouse. We will be selling tables to outside vendors at $25 each, and all Brookridge clubs/committees are encouraged to participate at no cost. I am requesting this event to be open to the public, as this event will be published in the Tampa Bay Times. All proceeds from this event will be allocated back to the clubhouse. Thank you in advance, and I hope to see you there. Regards, Patrona R. Turman. Motion to approve the general public to enter for the 2019 Brookridge Expo/Senior Information Day on January 23rd, 2019, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Linda, a second by Ken. to approve that the general public may come to the the Brookridge Expo Senior Information Day on January 23rd. Do you have any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's a unanimous vote. Thank you.
And I have another correspondence dated 12/6 of 18. Club name Silver Hair Poker Club. Chairperson Maynard Morrison. A motion to approve the new club Silver Hair Poker Club for Brookridge residents and invitees, and allow the use of the clubhouse for meetings following normal SOP for room reservation based on availability.
Do I have a second? Second by Rosemary. Thank you. Patrona, this is going to be fine, we have the room for it. And SOPs for the public is standard operating procedures. They're all set with a room?
They haven't chosen a room yet. He was waiting until the club was, but yes, we will have room.
Okay, all right, thank you. Any discussion from my committee or Maynard? I see Maynard is here. Any discussion, Maynard? No. Okay. I noticed that it had silver here. Those of us without silver here, we can't play. That sounds just like discrimination. I don't know.
Color of the month doesn't count.
That's true.
I got wigs for you.
You go. Okay, he's got wigs. All right. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous vote. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we have one more dated December 14th. To the BCPO, Crafty Stitchers is having their annual bazaar on January the 26th. We like to invite the outside visitors. And it's signed by Flora Dushan, President. Motion to approve the general public to enter for the 2019 Crafty Stitchers Annual Bazaar on Saturday, January the 26th, 2019, from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Do I have a second? Second by Rosemary. Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It's unanimous vote. Thank you. Next, we have the General Manager's report. Mr. Giroux.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
I have a big thank you to the ladies of Brookridge for a donation of $1,700 to the clubhouse wish list. Another thank you to the Drama Club for a donation of $528.69 to the clubhouse wish list. And a third thank you to the Line Dance Club for a donation of $400 to the clubhouse wish list. Insurance policies are rolling in, so 2 updates. Insurance policy updates for directors and insurance policy is $5,696.90, which is down $629.10 from last year's policy. And citizens property insurance is $30,359, which is up $898 from last year's. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Next, we have unfinished business. First order is a letter received on 11/30 from Don Swingle referring to the Brookridge Cruise Club. This was on the agenda last month, and one of our board members was looking for a little bit more information. So, in order for us to discuss this and to vote on it, we need to make a motion And we need a second so that we can discuss this.
Can you read
I'm sorry?
it? Read.
Read the vote.
Read. There's a paragraph that's continuing.
Okay.
See the part?
I'm coming.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
thank you, sir. Okay, we have a motion by Director Ross and seconded by Director Sajak to approve the new Brookridge Cruise Club and allow the clubhouse for meetings to follow the SOP 6.1. The discussion concerning solicitation and the item was tabled for member attendance until board meeting 1/2/19. So in order for us to take it off the table, we need another motion, or we do not need a motion, we can just continue with discussion?
Correct.
Oh, okay. So, do I have further discussion from my board? Oh, that's right. Is Mr. Swingle here? Or Mrs. Swingle? Okay, all right. Ken?
Yeah, one thing that was brought up was the paperwork that was submitted was on a regular piece of paper typed in. That the original had the letterhead of the cruise line, and I understand that this person works for the cruise line and it would be covered under solicitation. It sounds like somebody would benefit from this, and that's not the way it's supposed to be. And besides, people who want to go on a cruise, they just contact their travel agent anyway. You don't need a club for that. That's my opinion.
Anyone else? And it's correct. When I had spoke with Mr. Swingle, he is an agent. He is the contractor for the cruise line. And although it's a great concept because we have an RV compound, an RV campers club, but they do not solicit to one campground. They go all over, and it's just a group of people going all over. The idea of having a cruises club is kind of nice because people can get together and go on different trips. But when I spoke with Mr. Swingle, his answer to my question was, well, I would hope that they're going to use my cruise line. And that is solicitation, clear and simple, and that is against our rules. And the board needs to vote on all of those principles. So if we're ready for a vote, I would ask for all those in favor of having this this cruise club, please say aye. All those opposed?
Aye.
Nay. It is a unanimous nay. Thank you. Okay, and the other unfinished business is a letter that was received on 12/7 from the Sunday Church requesting the clubhouse pool for baptisms. We had a motion by Director Ross, seconded by Director Sajak, to approve the use of the pool on occasion between 9:30 and 10 a.m. on Sundays for club member baptisms. The discussion concerning attire, items in pool, and increased insurance liability. The item was tabled until 12/2 today for additional research and information. Is the pastor here this morning? You are. Okay. Do you have anything else that you'd like to say before we? Okay.
No,
Okay. All right. Do I have discussion from my members?
Oh, there it is. Yes, I'd have to have a motion tabled. I had some questions I thought we needed to address. I've since gotten answers to those questions as far in regards to liability questions and staffing with monitors, and received information back that the liability factor remains the same monitors, we would need to change schedules around a little bit if it was beforehand. But this is for, in fact, use of the pool between the opening hours of the pool itself between 9:30 and 10 o'clock. So that really didn't come into play, so I've received answers, no questions.
Okay. My concern, and I'm sure many of the board's concern also, is setting a precedent. I know that the pastor had stated that the clothes would be appropriate for coming into the pool. Unfortunately, there are other parts to this, and that is other people coming into the pool area. There is a concern, and we have 4 church services, non-denominational church services, that it could be opened up. It could be opened up for other people. So that is my biggest concern for having this motion approved. So I'll ask for a vote. All those in favor of having the pool open occasionally for baptisms, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay.
Nay.
Is that a unanimous vote? It is a unanimous vote. Thank you. And the pool is open for everyone, and we do have people that come from 9 o'clock, quarter of 9 in the morning. And there would be a short service after the baptism itself where they would be doing that there. And we don't want to offend anybody in this community. It is non-denominational, it is open to all of our residents. Thank you. We have no new business. So I will take report of directors, committee reports, and projects only at this time.
My one I've got, so far for the front sign, we've reached $18,947 towards the front sign. Upcoming fundraisers, we're going to have a company come in. I've got a DVD we've got to watch. We're having a meeting on the 8th with the committee for the front sign, and it will be horse races up here at the clubhouse. We're also looking at doing a woman fashion show. That would be where some of our brave gentlemen will be.
And Greg?
And Greg.
And Greg. Is that what
And
you're
Ray.
going to say?
Will be modeling some fashion attire and maybe even a leg contest. We'll see what, but those are a couple of the things that we've got planned. Also, we're looking at seeing what donations we could get from the vendors, as well as a lot of our businesses outside of Brookridge. We've got 5,000 residents that shop at different restaurants, retail, and so we're going to hit them up for some donations.
And on another note, compared to that, I had a lot of people that had emailed me after they saw the first and second
Town meetings.
town meetings. And I have a list of 26 people that are coming back this month, or should be back now, that have said, please contact them about contributing also. So it should be going up. I think we're doing really well.
Okay, good, thank you.
Ken? No committee reports? Okay. Anyone else on here? Ron, Rosemary?
Yes, I could add that to my apology to the committee.
Well, your committee would be the speeding, yeah, that part there. Why don't you report on that?
Under committee?
Committee reports.
Yeah, I got nothing to report.
Okay, but we are going to have that meeting this evening.
Yeah, yeah.
That should come into that part.
Okay. Last month, I made an announcement that Mr. George Bissett did not attend, or he was a no-show for the ad hoc committee for speeding. And my sincere apology to George. There was a miscommunication. I must have had the wrong phone number. I made a comment that he had no show. It's no fault of his because he really was adamant about attending it. So you have my sincere apology. Right now, you, Frank, or where you want to go, I'm going to have a special meeting on the speeding, the 15th of this month at 1 p.m. Greg, you be prepared for that, to put that on the computer? All the data that we went over? Basically, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be going over everything that was done at the ad hoc committee. You're not going to have exactly what they went through, you will go through. There's no refreshment served, okay? Smile.
Get it, right?
That was just a little joke. It was about 50 minutes it took. Plus there was a little bit of discussion in between here and there. So we're looking at the 15th at 1 p.m. Unless there's anything changes, I will contact you guys.
You got that number? Yeah, he's got my number now.
Yeah.
I got his number now.
Do we need to bring donuts?
No
We
donuts.
can bring donuts. Oh, okay.
I'm sorry about that, really. Because I really was looking forward to seeing you there.
You'll see me now.
Good. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad you'll be there. We'll get some things ironed out. And that's all I have as far as committees go.
Okay. Well, this could be under projects. We are going to have a town hall meeting for the reserves on January 28th. It's the last Monday. Is January 28th the last Monday of the month?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. And I encourage everyone to come. Mr. Giroux is going to be our speaker that night. And we're hoping that people understand exactly. Yeah, he doesn't, he just found out just now. We're gonna give him a couple of hours off so he can come back to the meeting. Yes. Because there's always so much discussion about what the reserves are there for. And it's important for all of us to have clear understanding because it's part of our dues and we are all part of that. So we want to have everybody have a good understanding of exactly what we can use reserves for and why the reserves need to be done. So we figured we would have a town meeting and it would just be for reserves. Ray will be the liaison to that and we will welcome all questions so that people can understand. At 7 o'clock on Monday, yes. Yeah, 7 o'clock on Monday night. The 28th. Okay. Now I will open up to member comments. My members first. Do you want to talk about?
First. I can share.
First of all, I'd like to thank everybody here and out in TV land who attended our New Year's Eve function, our dinner dance. It was a wonderful success, thanks to Rich and Val Stratton and the rest of the social dance group. And a special shout out to Vince Pizzo and his men and women who helped us decorate and helped us set up everything. It was a beautiful time. And I have to say one other comment. Ron Ross looks spiffy dressed up.
He did.
Yeah, one quick comment.
Yeah.
Just give me an idea. I see a lot of people here that must be newbies. I understand that. Somebody walked in here on Monday afternoon about 2 o'clock looking for the clubhouse. They didn't know that they were in the banquet room. They thought the golf club was the clubhouse. I said, no, there's a big party going on tonight. They couldn't believe it. But I'm going to say, people didn't make it. You missed a great time. The best party in 20 years. It was a great time. As girls, great. I appreciate that. And around looked great.
He dresses up well, right?
Yes, he does. And the other thing is the Music Ears, our musical group that put on that wonderful Christmas concert. We are starting rehearsals for our spring concert on January 15th at 1 o'clock. We will be meeting on Tuesdays from 1 to 3 p.m. in the North Hall by the stage. And for our spring concert, which is tentatively scheduled for Sunday, March 24th from 3 to 5. So anybody that's out there in TV land that wants to sing, please join us. We can use a lot more voices. Thank you.
Okay, I just have two things. We have the expo coming up. I want to remind people, and it is vendors that will help. We have help. We have lawyers. We have all of our clubs here, certain all of them, and it's going to be Wednesday, the 23rd of January, from 9 to 12. No, 10 to 1. 10 to 1. Okay. And also, at our next board meeting, which is the 16th, it's our Wednesday meeting. We hope it won't be very long because we're going to have the Meet the Candidates. We have 5 candidates. We had 6. Now we have 5 for 4 positions. And you know, not many people come, and it's really kind of sad because it's good if you know what we are about and the types of things that you would like us to do. So it's good that you come and you meet the candidates and you have a chance to ask questions. So I encourage everybody to come, and hopefully our meeting won't be real long on Wednesday night, so we can have that right afterwards.
Yeah, on that respect, I'd like to see that on video also. But a TV audience, can we do that? Last year's wasn't.
Oh,
and for a lot of the people that don't come to the meetings, this way everybody can be involved. And they can't ask the questions, but they can actually see it.
Yeah, and yes, I know that they're working on that to make sure. Yeah, okay, but we will. And just as something else about the sign update, I'd like to have one more town hall meeting. It will be in February sometime. We have a lot of things going on in February, so at our next meeting, we will know what date that is so that we can have more people, because I know a lot of people are back now and they have a lot of questions. So we will be doing one more town hall meeting for the sign. Anything else?
I just want to bring up the New Year's Eve party was amazing. Thank goes out to all the social club. We had a great time. I did get accused of soliciting singles. The night of the New Year's Eve, we got possibly 3 new singles signed up. Not my intentions at all. But somebody came up to me and said they had a couple singles that were interested in joining the club, and if I got a couple minutes, could I come and talk to them? And so I did. And then Pat, one of our singles, stopped me, and the festival, the lady that won the tickets for the New Year's Eve was a single lady, and so she asked Pat to come to the New Year's Eve with her. And so she did. Well, now she was interested also in joining the singles club. So anybody out there in TV land that wants to meet other single people and just socialize with us. The 13th of January, we're going to have a potluck at the pavilion, and then we're going to play some shuffleboard. So come and enjoy. If you don't worry about bringing food. We always have lots of food. So just come and enjoy yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we will have member comments. Is there anybody who, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
If enough money's raised, I'll get dressed up for a board meeting, just wanted you to know that.
Do we get to pick the costume? Okay, this gentleman down the back, if you could come up, and if you could just state your full name and your unit, or your address, whichever. We'll help you.
Dave Nealon, Unit 4. I understand safety is a concern. I have no idea what you're doing. But various
Speak up a little bit, we can hear you.
Speak into it.
Various people.
It's not on.
I didn't touch it. Absolutely, George. I break everything.
There you go.
In talking to a variety of people, we're all concerned about safety in this meeting. When you say you're having something put together, I have a question. I understand we cannot restrict people from coming in, vendors, but you can stop the driver. Has there ever been any contact with UPS and FedEx? A number of discussions have been held. Have they been told that a driver will be refused to come in? Since the drivers are union, that may represent something. But number one, the size of the vehicle they're driving. Number two, if anybody has ever seen them, they're as bad or worse than the lawn people. And they figure size makes them right. All right, so if it hasn't been mentioned, it would be nice to have a discussion with them, and maybe management could be influenced to some degree.
Greg, would you like to speak to that now, or I know that you've done things in the past, and that is that's a huge issue.
I have had contact with both UPS route supervisor here and UPS and FedEx ground that is out of Tampa in here. There have been 2 FedEx and 1 UPS driver that has not been allowed back in here, that has had to change their route. Basically, if there is an issue, I have 2 supervisors, I give them a call. So if I catch somebody speeding, it's a simple phone call and they get transferred out.
Thank you, Greg. I really appreciate it. Just been something discussion. I have another question. You started off the meeting by saying workshop, all right? I've been coming to these meetings for a long time. I do not consider when the public sits here and does not have any input till the end of workshop. This is no different than a Wednesday meeting. When you're done with what you say and you vote, then we can speak. That's not a workshop. A workshop for the community, and what we used to do in the past at these meetings, prior to a motion being made, the issue was raised. If there was any discussion, it was among the board members first. Then if there was anybody in the audience, they could discuss it. And only after that discussion did the board make a motion and then take a vote. Once you voted, why should any member of this group come up and talk? Because you're not going to re-vote on the issue, all right? And that's why you see the group here that is here. The group has grown, but the group has grown because of some particular concerns they've had. The group used to be large, but when it changed, the group said, it doesn't do any good for me to go, so why bother? I understand the board's going to change. I have no idea what the form is that the board operates under, if it's Robert's rules or whoever. But I would really like to see it go back to that prior to a motion and a vote, that the people are here. That's a workshop. Just being informed after the vote is not a workshop, not to my way of thinking.
And thank you for that. When we have to, thank you. in order for us to discuss it, there has to be a motion in a second. The board, oh, I'm sorry.
But you don't have to vote.
No, we don't, but I usually look out and I look to see if there's anybody else that has raised their hand.
The way the form is read presently, Gail, nobody here feels comfortable standing up and speaking because the form has been set up to speak at the end of the meeting, and it says right on the very bottom, no motions, okay? So that means something to different people. I think the public needs to be informed that somebody makes a motion, and I understand how to run a meeting. You make a motion, then the discussion goes to the audience. And if the audience is told that, I think you may see this group increase. I also think you may see more activity, and the more activity you see, I think the more support. We're all here for the same reason. We live here, we all have investments here.
Okay.
So we're all concerned.
You know what, that's a great fact. Okay, because on the Wednesday night meetings, I always say, if you want to speak to an article that's on the agenda, you need to sign up first. My apologies for not saying that you do not have to sign up, that you can speak to the motion before we vote on it. And that's the way that it has been. We don't ask people to sign up ahead of time. And it does say, you know, member comments, we do have it on the agenda that they are allowed. And we're not talking about the member comments at the end. I'm talking about when we are discussing anything.
Every meeting I've been to since then, all the comments have been at the end. I have not seen anybody comment unless somebody has made a comment, but I have not seen general comments made.
Okay.
Whatever your intent was
Yeah.
fine, but it is,
Okay.
people are not aware of it, is all that I'm saying. They
They're
feel
not.
they can only comment at the end of the meeting.
Oh, okay. Well, David, thank you for bringing that to our attention, because that's not the intent of the workshop. The workshops are for people to be able to discuss them before we make the before we take the vote.
But they don't know that.
They don't. They don't know that. I
Anybody
fully
here know to comment during the meeting?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Shoot,
Only
Gail,
people.
I'm not picking anybody.
No, but you know,
Right, you got
Yeah,
your time to speak.
I do. Wait, I've been here, I don't say how many years, okay? If I tell you 25 or 30 of my parents, myself, it's unbelievable. It is. I've been coming here all the time. I speak up. I stand up, raise my hand. It's like a grade school, people. Come on. They're great up here. They do a great job. I backed 100%. But if I want to say something, just raise my hand.
Just because you do, Ray, doesn't mean that everybody else does, and not as everybody's an extrovert.
I will let them know that right now. Be that person. We're in Brookridge.
But you don't say anything.
I know.
You say what you want to say, but the people are not.
you
There's a
know what it,
misunderstanding. I'm not gonna-
you know what it is,
There's
you
a
know, we have,
misunderstanding.
and you know, thank you for making us aware of that.
That's what I'm saying, it's a misunderstanding.
Because the people that are coming now haven't been used to that, where I've had, like Jackie, and there's many that come all the time, and they speak up. But I apologize to the new people that have been coming for the last couple of months, that is the way that we've done it. So, thank you.
As long as you're informed, that's all.
Yep. And that's, I mean, we need to, we're not super beings, we don't know everything.
Yes, may I make a comment on the way you have the meeting established on the report we have?
Okay, then what I'm going to do is, we just need, because it's recorded, so we need you to come up to the podium. But this gentleman, yeah, if you could just, yeah, go next, okay.
My name is Maynard Morrison, Unit 4. I'm going to open up an old can of worms.
Of course.
Okay, I want to really congratulate you on doing a big push on doing a new sign, because you feel that's what we need more than the room that was tabled, so that the question that Gail had to ask a while ago was, could my club, is there a room for us to play? Is there time for us to play? There's not enough rooms in here. Whether you know it or not, Vinny and his group and Petrona is working with E room, D room, and C room. A, B room used to be 2 rooms. If the room was built out there and put the equipment back out there, and if that was done, the tables and stuff could be put out there. The 2 rooms in the front up there by the stage could be made 2 rooms. You would get 4 rooms for them to work with. So I think this board, before they're done with, they need to bring that up again about that room out there. The building. The building out there. That's all I got to say.
Maynard, thank you for that information. When the new board met, when we reorganized, that was one of the issues that we had brought up. We know that there's a huge lack of space here. And the sign had been coming through for a couple of years. And I remember before I came on the board, the year that I was elected to the board, there was, when we had the meet the candidates, there was discussion about a new building that hadn't been up. I had no idea what everybody was talking about. I soon found out what people were talking about. But when we reorganized this year, when we were doing things that we wanted to do, what we wanted to accomplish, new space for this building is definitely on the list. We can only do one thing at a time, but we are sincerely hoping that as more clubs, I mean, we have over 60 clubs. We probably have about 65 clubs now. And that's a really good thing because it all gives us something to do. There's such a variety that if you come to Brookridge and say you're bored, there's something you're not reading or leaving your home. So, Maynard, this board is behind you 100%. We're behind Vince. And that is one of our next project that we're hoping, because Brookridge is moving forward and we're growing.
Right.
Maynard, I was on the board at that time.
Yes, I know you were.
And it turned out, there was a committee. They put a committee together, they put a bunch of stuff together. And I remember that building coming about, but it turned out to be an animal. First of all, it started out almost like a pole barn, just a metal storage thing. Nobody thought about windows. Nobody thought about air conditioning. Nobody thought about fans. And this is why that thing sort of died, because first of all, it was quite expensive. And well, we'll see what we can do, but I'm just saying that I remember it distinctively, and I know it turned out to be a nightmare because there was a lot of things that the committee never thought about. And when you start putting equipment out there, they talked about putting the exercise room out there, tables out there, they talk about rusting the tables and chairs and all the money. This is a big investment right here. And it just would rot away without air conditioning. You can't live down here without air conditioning. So there was a lot involved in it, and I do remember that, but I do, because was it for the Veterans Day? I had to come out here because I never thought, because Veterans Day came on a Sunday, came out here with Vince and helped, and I can't believe the work that they got to do to put tables out.
Oh,
and where they're stored. And I helped them pull all that stuff out, all those tables and chairs, and they go, geez, that's a big animal.
Yeah.
And they do need the storage, but they got everything down to a science. I mean, God bless them. I mean, they just do everything systematically, and they work as a team, and they did a great job. But you're right, we do need the space, and it's something that it's going to cost money. Everything costs money that we do. So, and I know at the time, if I recall correctly, it was like $50,000 at that time, and that was without AC and anything.
Right.
So,
right.
But I agree with you.
Okay.
We do need it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maynard. See, it wasn't such a can of worms, was it? Name and unit number.
Morris Radford, Unit 4. It's working?
Hello.
Yes.
My comment is, I really wasn't aware that your intent was that we as members would have any real say in the meeting because of the statement you make at the very end. The statement that you make there says, member comments, no motions or consensus will be considered. that tells me that I really don't have anything official, any official part of the meeting. So maybe I've misunderstood what your intent is, but that statement at the end there pretty much takes any of us in this group out of the picture of anything official.
I understand that, but if you could read the very first paragraph, member comments, if you look at the very first comment.
Right.
If you look at the very first, it says comments are allowed during the workshops.
Yes.
During the workshop. Member comments are ones that have nothing to do with the workshop. Member comments are other things that, you know, like issues that, like Maynard just brought up the idea of, you know, looking at space. It's not something that that's new stuff, but the member comments allowed during the workshop, that means that anything that's on the agenda itself, that is when you can discuss. And you know, sometimes we see them and we know what we mean, but we don't realize, we get comfortable and we don't realize that other people don't, you know, people that don't work with it all the time didn't understand that. So we fully apologize, and what I can do at the beginning of each meeting, like on Wednesday nights, I say, please make sure that you sign up so you can speak. And what I will do from this day forward is that when we're starting the meeting, I will remind everyone that during the meeting, when a motion is made or whatever, that after the second is made, that you all have a chance to speak to that item. That's the difference between the workshops and the regular board meetings, business meetings.
Okay. Well, what I get from the information that you give us is that if you're not on the agenda, what you have to say really isn't going to change anything. That's what I get from this.
That's what, okay. And you know, it's a work in progress, and this is the way that the agenda has been. And just because it's always been that way, it doesn't mean that we have to continue that way. And that's why we keep asking for input. And I appreciate you coming forward, all of you coming forward, and letting us know that that's what it sounded like. That's what it appears. So we will not let that happen again. Thank you very much. Thank you. Do we have any other comments? This lady had her hand up.
My name is Ian Nutter, and I'm in Unit 6. And I'd like to thank the board for accepting my application to try to become a board member if the citizens here vote for me. And I'm really excited about getting involved in the community, listening to the comments that everybody has here. And if there are things that need to be changed, we need to work together. We need to come to these meetings. We need all of you, people that are home now and not just watch on TV. We all need to get involved. Like this gentleman said, and that gentleman said, it's our community. And we need to work together and make sure that everything goes smooth. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Don't have to run.
I know, it's just exercise.
Oh, okay.
We all exercise, right? I can go faster than I walk. I want to thank the board for everything they do for us here.
Name and unit
Oh,
number.
I'm sorry, you don't know me. Rich Stratton, Unit 3. I'm sorry. I want to thank the board, what they do for us. Rosemary, Ron, Gail, and all the way down here. Even Linda was dancing. We had a good time, okay? Ken, I love you too. Ken, it's okay. No. I've done a few things here for years. I'll say more than 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. You'd be surprised, right? I came back here in '78 when my mother bought a place. I've been here a long time. We have changes. They're all great changes. See the wall in back here? Put the wall right here. That used to be the end of the clubhouse. Believe it or not, that area back there wasn't even there at all. Wasn't even here. The residents here helped put that together. Everybody gets together, talks a little bit, comes to the board, makes things happen. It's so simple. I want to give a shout for the men's club. If you're not doing anything, want to join the men's club, come on down here. We have a great time. You got any cooks? Come on, we got some cooks. We have a great job here. Also for the social dance, I can use a few people, as Rosemary and I do a lot of work here. To set this place up for a party we did, it was 6 hours. And I have one monitor here who assists me. He's only 88. 88 years old. He works faster than I do. So believe it or not, guys, ladies, come on down and do a little bit. It's great to have a lot of fun. And we do. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rich. I think, Mr. Owen?
Gary Owens, Unit 3. I'm just going to give you a little update on the water thing that I mentioned last month. If you don't remember, I got a $145 water bill because of my item didn't work, which I didn't know about. So now I know how to find that out, and I'm going to let you know. Some people get this taken out of their bank account. I don't. I write a check. So I get a statement. I don't know if everybody gets one. But on the bottom of my statement this month, right down in that corner, left-hand corner, there's a little barcode down there. It gives you the gallons for every month, and there's a little thing that lets you know. It's like a bar thing I have on the computer. 4 months, I have 0, 0, 0, 0. I never looked at that before. I always just look at the money. How much do you want now? So anyway, that's where you can find out if it's not working. If you get a 0, 0 a couple months in a row, your meter is probably have a dead battery or possible malfunction or whatever. So that's when you probably need to call. Of course, it's up to you. I mean, you owe the money, and I know I owe the money, and I paid it. They didn't even send me a thank you. They just sent me a new bill. Anyway, I want to thank Maynard for opening the worms. I've been concerned about the worms for a long time. And I know everything that's been said, and I know that's true. So I'm saying right now, if you need a committee, I'm volunteering to be on the committee of ad hoc or whatever it is, even if it's dealing with animals. And also, I'd like to say that this guy I saw at the dance, New Year's Eve, he was immaculately dressed. And I saw him sitting over here on the east side. And I just had to go over and say something to him. And when I did, lo and behold, it was Ron Ross. Thank you, Ron.
You must have paid. Big splash, weren't you? You were seeing the wrong pants.
Picture.
Oh, he actually was dressed.
They might take this picture so we
can see it.
And I wanted to wear short pants, my wife wouldn't let me.
And we're going to get him in the Woman fashion show.
Yes. And is there anybody else who would like to make a comment? Okay.
I think Ken will appreciate this. You know, for a couple of weeks we didn't have an in-gate for our residents. And we just had it restored, we just had it replaced. I'll have to say one comment. Coming in at different times, it's almost like it's in your brain. Everybody stopped, even though the gate wasn't there. Most of them did, some did. It's like it's there. Okay, now, the other day, now the gate has only been in operation a few days, and I noticed that people are still not letting that gate come down. I've emphasized this as your treasurer many, many, many times. Every time we have to have that gate repaired, it costs us money. And since the budget did not get passed, we don't have extra money to put in to keep repairing that gate. So please, please stop. Let the gate come down. It's there for a reason. You complain when the gate's not there, we have no security. And this is why we have to keep repairing that gate. Now please. And I've noticed it on the out gate. Now where can you go? By the time you get through that gate, you're stopped at the stoplight at 50. Come on. So please, consider it. Consider what the expense is, and I believe it was quite a bit of money to repair that gate. So please, stop. Let the gate come down. Let it go its full cycle so you don't mess up the mechanism. Thank you.
Yes, well, I just want to piggyback on Rosemary a little bit. A gentleman asked me when the gate was down, he says, Ken, what do I do at the gate? He says, there's a red light, but there's no gate. I says, what does red mean? And he said, stop. I says, please do. I says, you're right by the gate. You might have a guard wants to get into the gate shack or whatever, so you gotta, safety is always number one. Number one in this community, safety. You gotta think about 2,700 residents in here. You got a lot of people in here, a lot of them are elderly, so just safety. The gate, yes, the gate is a very expensive gate. The last time I heard one person that hit the gate cost them $600 some. Why so much? Because it's LED, it's got LED lights in there, and that gate is very, very expensive. It's a breakaway gate, it's supposed to do that, it's supposed to break away, it's on a bolt, but in this case, this time there was a motor going bad. And just be safe going through that gate. I just had a gentleman just yesterday. He had to get in front of me. He just drove up to the gate, tailgated the person behind, and that was in front of him. That gate never moved. He went right through with him. Let the gate come down. I mean, what's the big hurry? 1 second. Does 1 second really mean that much to you? Just calm down. Take it easy and drive safely and drive slow.
Thank you. And just as an update, the reason why the gate was not there for quite a while is that the mechanism itself was faulty, and I believe that the man that owned the company passed away, so there was some delay because of that, and that's why the gate was not fixed for so long. But I will reassure you that we still have the video. I don't know if people realize it, but we have audio and video at that gate on both sides, coming and going. And if there was anything going on during those times that we did not have the gate fixed, if anybody came in and there was a problem, Captain Schubert was able to look through the videos and see who was coming in and would have alerted the sheriff's department. So we still had safety. But you know, I'm thinking, there are 5 of us left. And I think that maybe each of us should have one of those yellow jackets, and we should just stand there for a couple of days each and just make sure people stop. I don't know. I haven't said anything so you can see the looks on their faces. But you know, I've still got one from the beautification committee, and I am seriously thinking about doing that. What in the world is wrong with people? We're all adults. We're acting like we're 17 years old and getting that quarter mile. Where are you going? Just take 3 seconds. That's all it takes. So don't be surprised if you start seeing some of us at that front gate making everybody stop before they come in. I mean, that's really ridiculous if that's what we have to go to, but we really don't want that gate broken again. As a matter of fact, I was told that there are bets going on in the office as to how fast it's going to be down again. And that's really sad. That's sad.
I had a day trip with the singles up to Homosassa for the Christmas lights, and if nobody's ever been to that, the singles were saying, we need to make this an annual event. It was amazing. They had entertainment, and the lights up at that Homosassa State Park was amazing. And, but anyway, we got talking about the arm being gone. And they said, well, do you really even need to stop? And I said, I still stop. It's a red light, I stop. And I said, you get complacent about just going through. And I said, all of a sudden that arm's back up there and you don't notice that arm's up there and you go through and you take out that arm. I said, I'm gonna let you know you're gonna get a $600 and some bill. And they said, that much, really? So yeah, so stop for the red light even if the arm isn't there.
One more thing I'd like to bring up, and it's not about the New Year's Eve thing. It's not about the arm. If you haven't received, and Ray sent out an email on it, and if you didn't see it, I'm sorry. But your Republic, they've increased. It has nothing to do with Brookridge. Okay, we can't do a thing about it. I've gotten some calls on that. If you have concerns because your Republic bill went up, you need to contact Republic and let them know your feelings. That's a contract that's put together by the county. They deal with it. We have no bearing on it. The last thing I heard was they negotiated the best contract. We have the lowest cost that anybody's got countywide. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. But just contact Republic.
I see a hand up.
Jackie McCabe, I live on Del Rose, I think it's 4. I would like to, since you addressed it, I made a phone call to them and was told, look lady, that's the bill. I happened to run into somebody we all know, and I'm not going to mention names. She lives in here and is married to a pastor, and they called, and he was told, oh, you're only going to pay the $40 until the new buckets, or whatever they're called, are paid for. At the dance Saturday, or whatever night New Year's Eve was, the people sitting next to me said, did you get your Republic bill? I said, oh yeah, I did. I haven't paid it yet though. And she said, I called them because I pay it through my bank. And they said, oh, that's a clerical error. 3 different answers. Somebody needs to go to them with a little pull like one of you guys. Thank you.
You know, in the end, it is the county commissioners that were voted back in last year that gave this contract to Republic. Now Republic, yeah, I will let you speak. Republic was given a 7-year contract by the county commissioners, and they're the ones that you should email also. Sir? Unfortunately, you got to come up.
My name is Jim Costin. I live on Dinsmore Street. I went to Republic. I went to the board meeting for Hernando County with Roy Giroux. They scheduled us for 9 a.m. Never told me. We arrived at 9 a.m. At noon, I said, aren't you going to bring this up? And they said, well, we did that at 8:30. You know, all of us go there for nothing. They don't listen to anybody. So anyhow, and let me go a little bit further. I recycled. For 3 weeks straight, our recycling was not picked up. I went to one of our security people. He said, that's none of my business. And I said, I understand that, but a call from me makes no difference. Maybe a call from you would. So I no longer recycle. I'm not going to beg you to pick it up. 3 weeks straight, they didn't pick it up.
We've had that happen on our street too. Honestly, people, I can't stress this enough. Look at who your county commissioners are and look who they listen to. Some of you need to go to some of their meetings, and they're long. And sir, yes, they schedule it 9 o'clock, and it might not be until 3. And they do that for a reason. That is not the way you do business, but that is the way they do business. And they get paid really good money to be there. I mean, they're not volunteers like us. They get paid $50,000, $60,000 to do that. I'm sorry, I've never seen them go for the people. I used to go to the meetings. I don't go anymore because the majority of Brookridge voted those people back in, and I said, I can't waste my time. I have too much time that I need here. So that is what we're up against. The only thing we can all do is send letters to each of the commissioners and see if somebody will listen to somebody who is not a business person, because that's what it, I could not believe they got a 7-year contract. So it's an ongoing issue, and all we can do is keep asking them, and that's the way that they run.
One more thing.
You have to come up to the mic. You know the routine, and I know you talk loud enough,
I want you to
but
be on television.
The recycle guys.
Rich Stratton.
Rich Stratton, Unit 3. Your recycle guys, garbage guys, they're regular people like I am. Okay, I come out of Chicago, I know one thing. When I see them, I used to hi to them, I shake their hand, and sometimes they get a Christmas card from me. A Christmas card. You know how good that goes? A long way. It may be a few dollars in there, but I look one thing. I give that, he gives back to me. I don't care about commissioners. They can make all the money they want. The guy I want is the guy driving the truck. That's who I want. I want the doctor. He's driving the truck. You say hi to him, and if you say you get skipped, well, you talk to him, maybe he forgot about you or there was something going on. Shake their hand, say hi, stop a little bit, and sometimes I dump the cardboard in there for him. He tells me, thank you very much. I like that saying. So sometimes we got to give a little bit, just a little, to get a lot on the other end. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich. That was very good. Yes, I would shake to that. Okay. Anybody else today? Going once, going twice? I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
I make it.
Okay.
I'll second.
This meeting is over. Thank you, people.
It's so simple.